Midnight Drearies.
The town of Elderhaven, Iowa, sprawled in a meandering mess of wicked trees, snaking streets, and sharp shadows that desaturated everything and highlighted the decaying facades of the early 20th century buildings, a breeding ground for secrets and the supernatural. Mia Washington, an unassuming young woman with striking blue eyes and a cascade of blonde hair, moved through the crowded streets, her petite frame almost lost in the ebb and flow of the town center's pulsing activities of the local weekend revelers and professional drunkards. Such a boring name for a boring girl, Mia often said to her reflection in her bedroom mirror. Perhaps she would change it. Maybe cut her hair. Mia didn't think highly of herself. Neither did anyone else for that matter. Life hadn't been kind to Mia. Struggling with a sense of purpose, she fell in with a peculiar group, a local branch of the First United Church of Cthulhu, an enigmatic cult that worshipped ancient eldritch entities. Led by a charismatic figure known as Kurt Cave, the cult promised its members forbidden knowledge and power beyond imagination. Though their beloved leader lived across the country in Phoenix, Arizona, she would travel there one day to meet him and continue her esoteric education. One fateful night, Mia was initiated into the inner circle, a ceremony that involved drinking a mysterious potion known as the Tears of Shub-Niggurath. As the viscous black liquid slid down her throat, Mia felt a surge of power coursing through her veins. The world around her warped, and she found herself standing on the precipice of the astral plane. In the astral realm, Mia communed with beings from outside of space and time, entities that whispered secrets into her mind. Forbidden knowledge poured into her consciousness like a torrent, overwhelming her gentle human psyche. The once bright light in her striking blue eyes began to dim, replaced by an unsettling otherworldly glow. The veil between reality and the astral plane blurred for Mia. She developed an intense disdain for humanity, viewing it as a pitiful species stumbling in the dark, ignorant of the cosmic truths she had glimpsed. The weight of this newfound knowledge bore down on Mia's fragile mind, driving her to the edge of madness. She would become more than a serial killer, she would murder the entire fucking world. One by one, every last human would die at her hands. The Tears of Shub-Niggurath had opened a door that Mia couldn't close. Enter Detective Dan Tanner, a seasoned investigator with an unusual edge. He possessed latent psychic abilities. As Mia's killings escalated, Tanner began to receive disturbing visions. In his mind's eye, he saw the scenes of the crimes unfold, but one element remained constant, the deep blue eyes of the perpetrator, though he could not see their full face. Once the reports started rolling in about Mia's handiwork, Tanner left Des Moines and went to Elderhaven. He would work out of the nearby sheriff's office in Ottumwa. Haunted by these psychic images, Tanner found himself one step behind the elusive killer. The victims, restless in the afterlife, began appearing to him, their spectral forms pleading for justice. Tanner, burdened by a sense of duty, vowed to stop the mysterious murderer terrorizing Elderhaven. Mia was getting better and bolder. Sometimes up to 20 murders a night. Not bad for a no-name girl from a no-name town. At this rate, she would kill everyone in Elderhaven by the end of the year. Driven by an otherworldly connection, Tanner followed the psychic threads woven by Mia's actions. The victims guided him through the town's peculiarly laid-out streets, leading him to the heart of darkness, the old lair of the Eldritch cult, which at one time had been a red-roofed Pizza Hut sit-down restaurant, truly a relic from another time. It had been their first shrine, which quickly became too small and cramped to hold its growing membership, so they moved to bigger and better accommodations. Most members didn't even know this old shrine existed. It was here that Mia continued her grisly work. The tears of Shub-Niggurath had turned the whites of her eyes void black in color, except the psycho blue remained unchanged. And Mia remained unhinged. Detective Tanner confronted Mia in a showdown that transcended the physical realm. As the two clashed, the astral plane bled into reality, warping the very fabric of the world around them. Mia, consumed by the eldritch forces, fought with supernatural strength, her movements an eerie dance between the living and the dead. She was able to unleash spectral energies upon her opponent. The battle reached its climax as Tanner, drawing on his psychic abilities, faced the darkness within Mia. In a moment of clarity, he saw past the malevolent forces that had twisted her mind. Deep within those haunting blue eyes, he glimpsed the remnants of the person Mia used to be, a victim herself, ensnared by forces beyond her control. With a surge of determination, Tanner subdued Mia, breaking the hold the eldritch entities had over her. Their dark influence waned and the astral plane receded, leaving the town to recover from the supernatural onslaught. As Mia was led away in handcuffs, the weight of her crimes pressed heavily on Tanner's shoulders. The victims, grateful but still trapped in the limbo between life and death, watched as justice was served. Tanner, burdened by the psychic scars of the ordeal, knew that the darkness Mia had faced was a mere echo of the cosmic horrors that lurked beyond the veil. Detective Tanner, forever changed by the encounter, continued his work on the edge between the mundane and the supernatural, ever watchful for the invisible cracks in reality that separates the known from the unknowable.